Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome in to WTIM, your information station. I'm Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thanks so much to the sponsors that make the morning show possible, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark in studio. We have Bill Roseberry and Steve Dennis, both Taylorville residents and board members with the Lincoln Prairie Trail Conservancy. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
Doing fine, thank you.
Doing super well. Really glad to have you guys in the studio today and really break down all the bridge operations, the Lincoln Prairie Trail. We've talked about it for a long time. I talked about it with Mayor Bruce Berry, but we're going to really learn about all the repairs, all the operations that will be taking place over there. So let's get started with the actual repair because we want to know what's going on out there and maybe what date we can expect to see a new bridge. Where can we start here?
Well, we've got a start date scheduled for the reconstruction. We're looking at September and October, that it would be for the end of May, but the manufacturer ran into delays with getting materials. So the grant's approved, Pana was able to get that, the contractor selected, and everybody's just really positive and grateful that we're going to get the bridge replaced. It's been a 7 or 8 year job that to get that completed.
Yeah. So September, October is the time we're looking to start to see things moving out by the Lincoln Prairie Trail. It's a great date, and we're looking forward to that. Talk to us a little bit about the timeline here. What was the cause for the drawn out 7 to 8 years there?
So a lot of it had to do with once the bridge was determined to not be functional anymore. There was a grant that had been applied, but due to issues with the state of Illinois, and that caused delays, and that then threw into more delays with the pandemic and everything. There's a kind of a sunset. If you don't get your grant completed by a certain time, then you have to reapply. And ultimately, that's what ended up having happen. But Pana, again, they did it. They did go again, and it was approved. Taylorville will end up taking over half ownership down to south side of Wanaco once the bridge is in. And between the two cities, they've got it all worked out. And by the end of October, we expect to have that bridge in.
That's really, really awesome. This is great news here. And yeah, you answered another question right there between the two cities of Taylorville and Pana, ownership and bridge repairs there. Taylorville sounds like
right.
Perfect. All right, awesome. Let's talk a little bit. Anything more on the repair side of things we need to get into there, Steve?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right, then let's talk about the entire trail. Let's talk about the bridge, the entire Lincoln Prairie Trail enhancements here. We're going to be expecting some pretty cool things on the way here, Bill.
Yeah. Well, in the past, the Lincoln Prairie Trails Conservancy has constructed rain shelters at both trailheads in Pana and Taylorville, along with picnic tables that have been built and put in there. And that's something that we've done even recently in the last couple of years at the Taylorville end. Also, we've had and installed a parking lot, a concrete parking lot, and we'd like to thank Dr. Zimmer here in town. He was really kind to us, and first of all, they gave us the land for the trailhead, and then he wrote a pretty sizable check to finish off the cost of the parking lot, and it'll hold a handle, I think, about 12 or 14 cars, and it also is ADA accessible to the trail. Anyone that needs to get on the trail or wants to go on the trail can have access to it. Last fall, we had a native species flower garden planting at the trailhead in Taylorville, and we'd like to thank the Christian County Master Gardeners, especially Karen Cherry and Jerry Neiman. They were the ones that designed the trailhead and came out and pretty much instructed us on how to install it. And I was just out there before I came in today, and the flowers are coming up. I'd invite anybody that wants to come out and see. They've also have little placards in the ground, and it's a pattern in the flower bed, and you can see what type of flowers are coming up. They're all native species to the state of Illinois. And some of the future things that we have going on is we have a bike rack that we're getting ready to install, and thanks to a grant from the Taylorville Kiwanis, and then proceeds from a bike raffle by the LPTC. And also there are some other improvements, like we're talking about a fix-it station at the midway point. So if somebody has a bike breakdown, there'll be tools there and a rack to put your bike on to fix your bike. And that's just some of the things we've been doing for enhancing the trail, along with basic, like filling in cracks, et cetera, et cetera.
Wow, really cool things to get into right there, especially the bike repair stop right there. I've seen those before. It's like a post in the ground, but there's like wires connecting, a wrench, or whatever you need to fix your bike. It's a really important thing right there. Let's talk about the bike rack. Where would that be set up?
We're thinking right now, Awanaco. Yeah. There's a park in Awanaco, and Awanaco is pretty much a midway point. And we figured that if somebody's bike broke down and they're closer to the trailhead, it's easier to get there. If they're somewhere else on the trail, they got a place they go in Awanaco. Right. And there's also on the one we're looking at buying, there's a QR code that you can take a picture of it with your phone, and it will take you to a maintenance website to show you how to give videos on how to fix the problem you have with your bike right then and there.
You're kidding. That's really, really cool.
Yeah,
another really cool aspect there. Utilizing the QR code factor of it all. It's very, very easy to get into that as a person that's going to use it. Talk to me about this bike raffle. Yes,
cool. We had Chili Fest.
Very nice. So we had a bike that was donated, and did a raffle, and with that money and the grant from the Kiwanis, that's what's going to pay for the bike rack. And all the funds and donations are not from the city's. The thing about it is the labor. So that's all volunteers. So the rain shelters, the picnic tables, all of these different items, we're doing these enhancements for the community and for the public at large to enjoy the bike trail.
Yeah, especially like building up the storm shelter, and of course filling in cracks, and planting the plants, of course, planting all the flowers. Volunteer work is all very local giving right here. Really, really love to hear all about all of the local support. Guys, we're in our last 2 minutes here of the first segment of the WTIM morning show. Can we go back to the bridge a little bit, because the construction of the bridge seems like it's going to be kind of unique, and it's going to be cool to see this thing get put in. What do we need to know about the actual construction of the bridge?
So with that, there'll be basically, I think you call it a pier on each side of the river. And then the bridge itself will be trucked in, and it'll span the entire width of the river. So previously, this old railroad bridge, which was over 100 years old, you had supports in the middle of the stream. And being that old, they eventually rotted out. They also would catch tree limbs and things during spring floods and things. So by removing that midway supports through the stream, comes free flowing and will no longer be needed for the kind of
when the railroad owned the rail line there, they would send crews out to clean the root wads out and stuff in the spring and fall. And obviously we don't have the manpower to do that things. So the idea of the span bridge is pretty nice. We think it's going to be really nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. That's one aspect that I did not think about at all. With the 100-year-old bridge, of course, supports down in the water. A dam, it's going to be damming up at certain points right there. But this new way they're doing bridges now. I'm sure I'm not too in tune with the movement on bridges out there. But sound like two piers, like you said, on both sides. Those are on land, and then it just goes up from there.
Right.
Cool.
Right. And we'll then be reconnected, and we'll have like a 14
Homes. When you need a compassionate partner to guide you through life's most challenging moments, trust Taylorville's only locally owned and operated funeral home. Because at Sally Funeral Homes, we're more than just a business, we're family. From the smallest gestures of comfort to the most intricate arrangements, we handle every aspect of your loved one's farewell with care and dignity, ensuring a meaningful and personalized service. At Sally Funeral Homes, we will continue to serve as a family for your family.
At Keach, we know you work hard all year to maximize your harvest. And to do that, you need a combine that works as hard as you do. That's why we built the new AF11 with more horsepower, more efficiency, and more to harvest more easily than ever before. To do more with every engine hour, you need equipment that's as good as you are. You need the best in your field. Visit your local Case IH dealer for more on the AF11.
If you're 40 and over, you'll recognize these artists by their first names: Frank, Dean, Sammy, Andy, Nat, Diana, Michael's largest music library with over 3,500 songs on air and online at 965thechill.com. Hear these great artists and many more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on 965thechill.com.
Scott Primer here for Locust Grove Church near Assumption. We're spreading the good news of Christ in person and online. Come join our family or watch our video sermon podcast by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Lauren Sally here, owner of Schaefer Perfetti and Sally Funeral Home, Taylorville's only locally owned and operated funeral home. We honor lives and celebrate memories. Find out all about our services we provide by clicking on our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to WTIM, your information station. We are in the midst of the WTIM morning show with board members of the Lincoln Prairie Trails Conservancy, Bill Roseberry and Steve Dennis. Thanks so much to the sponsors, People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. Let's talk some promotions here when we're talking about the Lincoln Prairie Trail Conservancy. In that first half, we talked about the upcoming repairs and enhancements. Now, what are you guys doing to let everybody know about it out in the community?
Well, some of the things we've done in the past are we've had bike rodeos, and that's been pretty much with in compliance with Taylorville Memorial Hospital, and we've given away a lot of bikes and free bike helmets there. We also give away bike helmets, have bike fittings and helmets and bikes at the Healthy Kids Day at the YMCA with Bruce Blanchard. And one of the things we have coming up this weekend is we are assisting the Optimist Club here in Taylorville for a St. Jude's Bike-a-thon. Excuse me. And we think it's a good cause. We think it's a good way to get our promote ourselves out there, to let people know what we're doing. And if anyone would be interested in signing up and participating in the Bike-a-thon, they can show up at either the Painted Trailhead or Lake Taylorville at the dam site. And it's the routes you can either bike or walk or run.
Sure.
From Taylorville to Wanaco is a bronze, Taylorville to Millersville and back is a silver, and Taylorville to Pana and back is a gold, and vice versa, Pana, Millersville, Pana. And the sign-up sheets you can get, and we're asking for the people that are going to participate to get sponsors to sponsor them and bring in some money for St. Jude's Hospital. Sure. And if anybody's interested in doing that, they'll be able to sign up on the day of at either Pana Trailhead between 8 and 10 a.m. or Taylorville Lake Trailhead at between 8 and 10 a.m. or call Terry Wright with the Optimist Club. His phone number is area code 217-827-5978. And as I said, we're trying to help these guys out to help St. Jude's, because I can't think of a better thing to do to help children.
Yeah, this is a really awesome one. The upcoming Optimist Club St. Jude's Bike-a-thon this weekend, May 11th. This is the first year you guys are doing something like this?
Yes.
Very cool. What was the thought behind it?
Well, the Optimist Club wanted to see something done on the trail, and we've been talking about it for quite some time ourselves. And we thought, well, somebody's come up and decided to do it, and let's get in and help them and see how it works. And hopefully we're going to be successful and have some other events coming up in the near future.
Absolutely, and all of this to kind of bring in and kind of welcome in the new bridge and all the enhancements that are coming to this Lincoln Prairie Trail. It's going to be really fun to see. This is the upcoming Optimist Club St. Jude's Bike-a-thon on May 11th this weekend, and you said you can show up and sign the sponsorship stuff.
Yes,
you don't
you
have
sure
to get
can.
involved
Yes, sir.
early.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, easy.
And there'll be water available at all the checkpoints, and there'll be restrooms available, and we'll have people there to assist them if they have problems.
The bike rodeo seems fun. Did we do a bike rodeo in 2024? Could that be upcoming?
We haven't scheduled one this year. We did one last year, and about 2 previous years, and each time we've given away somewhere between 15 and 20 bicycles at each rodeo, and we give away helmets and we size and fit them to all the children that show up. Even some adults would come and say, "Hey, I don't have a helmet." Well, we've got a large one here if you'd like to have it.
Perfect.
We want people to ride safely.
And there's also a bike skills handling course that is included for the kids.
Yes.
It's important in the bike rodeo. Learn how to ride your bike the proper way.
And these bike rodeos have been done both at Taylorville and at Pana.
Cool.
Yes.
Very
So
cool.
we keep both cities involved.
Yeah, I love it. All right, let's in our last couple of minutes here, how can people stay informed on all of the things happening with Lincoln Prairie Trail?
So as we mentioned earlier, we do have a page on Facebook. That is probably the best way to stay informed at this point while we're working on revamping our website. So you can check for updates. You can send questions. You can join LPTC if you like, or if you just want to be a volunteer for a particular project or to see what kind of projects are out there, this would be the mode to get a hold of us.
Perfect. All right, that's the Facebook right there. And one more time with the name of the Facebook, just so people didn't hear it right there.
The Lincoln Prairie Trails Conservancy.
Easy enough right there. All right, this is Steve Dennis and Bill Roseberry, both members with the Lincoln Prairie Trail Conservancy. How long have you guys been on the board?
3 years.
Yeah, I think
3 years.
about 3 years.
Awesome. And how have you guys kind of came in a time when operations are going to start getting going for the Lincoln Prairie Trail? How has it been to be involved in those conversations?
We've been to a lot of meetings, both with the Department of Transportation and the city councils, and we've gotten some pretty positive response. Obviously, the idea that the bridge is going to happen, that's a good response.
Yes.
And we really, both Pana and Taylorville have treated us real well and given us, what we want.
Yeah, it's really great to hear there. Any final words from you guys here as we're reaching our last minute?
So with the expansion, the goal that we have is to expand the trail to Edinburgh.
Oh, wow.
So that's something that one of our board members, one of our co-founders, Bud Altman, is taking on, is what we can do to see about expanding the trail.
Yeah.
And then just to close, we just say, hey, whether you bike, you hike, or you roll, come on out to the Lincoln Prairie Trail. You can start at Pana. You can start at Awanaco, Lake Taylorville, or the Taylorville Trailhead. Enjoy the fresh air. Enjoy the flora and the fauna.
Perfect. I love it. Steve, Bill, thank you guys so much for taking the time
Thank
today.
you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank
you.
Absolutely. That was Steve Dennis and Bill Roseberry, both board members there with the Lincoln Prairie Trail Conservancy. Learned so much about what to expect here in the near future. This has been the WTIM morning show here on WTIM, your information station.
Now, Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W300 EH Payne and Nokomis.
All.com, I'm Jeremy House. The Israeli military body in charge of Palestinian civil affairs says the Kerem Shalom crossing reopened early today. UN agencies and aid groups have ramped up humanitarian assistance in recent weeks as Israel has lifted some restrictions and opened an additional crossing in the north. Retired Navy Admiral James Stavridis says Israel will be seriously hampered in its effort to protect civilians in Gaza by the U.S. decision